Good evening from a Racing DP here. Shit, Kevin 87, feeling tired. This one then, Kev.
Probably just top 5.
I'd probably be tempted to agree with you, you know. My hope is no fucking rain, excuse the language, but I'm that passionate about it around here. But, so, Front Row Racing World Championship round 10, I think it is already, in Hungary, and it's dry. Right. Is the weather going to change? Because if it's not, I might go for a quick comfort break. Clear. Okay, on that note, I'm going for a quick comfort break. I'll leave you to it, Kev.
Alright, mate. Might do me same, actually.
Okay, right, I'm back. No one's set a time yet. Oh. It's a bit unusual for neither of us to really have any idea what sort of tyre life we're going to have here, but we'll have to play that one on the fly. fairly sure. It's 35 laps.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Checks complete. All personnel be aware we have a car leaving.
I've already apologised to Kev, but I'll apologise to any of the viewers for the coughing that I will be doing.
Nice and smooth on your way out, please. We want to save the grip for the flying lap. Make a space and watch for traffic behind you. That's you into P2. You're currently on the front row of the grid. Low chance of rain now. If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
3/10 up in first sector. So we either had a shit one or a brilliant. If shit one the first time round or a brilliant one.
Could be a bit of both. I had an half decent first sector, but terrible middle. I know a few of the guys can get to around the 20.8 mark, but I would expect to go faster than that. And I was left 8 minutes. Yeah, on my lap I had a pour. Oh, sorry, you're on that.
Jesus. Come on, Stucky.
When you're ready, let's go.
Has it just blocked you?
Oh, kind of. Oh, put me off, to be honest.
pass this lap. Good job.
Okay. Damn it. Should have bettered that time, really.
Oh well.
Well, this is interesting. I'm watching Dan following me. No, he's just rammed me off. Sorry, Dan, I'm not driving. Dom's got no front wing. Oh, that must have been the car I saw spin at turn one.
I had a lot of fucking traffic there, put me off.
Oh. If they blocked you, you can report them. It is a horrible track for traffic. Also, dirty air. Turn 4, dirty air. Awful. Really, really awful. I'm going to pop a locket. No, it's not a locket, it's a Suivers. Hopefully it might be one way of shutting me up during a race. You got any thoughts about strategy?
I've only got one fucking set of new options left.
Alright.
Welcome to the
three-wing.
popular track, which has crowned 2 world champions.
Take the options as long as they'll go. Put the primes on, see how long they'll go, and then you'll know what's capable at the end.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get jumped at the start again like I did last time I was on pole. Yeah, so 8 or 9 laps on the options, 10 laps on the primes. Although I may pit early, I did do 2 flying laps on the tyres. Right, good luck, mate. Let's have a good one.
I won't let him start yet.
The track is clear. Green flag.
Shit, it's wide. Nearly very wide then.
Down and over King took each other out.
That'll go down well.
kilograms of fuel remaining. There's 50 kilos of fuel left. Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available. Okay, we're low on fuel. Try shifting up the gears a little sooner. This should help us save some fuel. Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again. We shouldn't see any rain, but if a storm front does appear, I'll let you know. faster through sector 1. Faster than the car ahead through sector 1. Okay, update on the car for you. Tyres looking very nice. Shouldn't have to worry about the wear too much right now. Faster than the car ahead through sector 1. Faster through sector 1.
Are there any lift zones?
Yeah, pretty much after the doubles.
Yeah.
Okay, the
I use
incident
my common
has been
sense.
cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Okay, options for your next stop. The window opens in 2 laps time. 2 laps. We're only a second away from the car ahead. Let's see if
I'm
we
going
can
to be
use DRS
boxing
to
this
pass it.
lap.
Okay. Shit, getting stuck there.
Okay, I'm sure you can feel it already, but we're starting to notice some tyre wear now. They should be good for up on the Honda though. The car behind is running on full reps. Mix 3 is going to attack. We're faster than the car ahead. Your best chance of making a pass is through sector 1.
Come on. Do you let... Oh, I don't believe it. Stocky jumped me in the pits. That's not right.
Who's miles behind you?
2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining in the strategy.
You ought to give you the fucking place back.
Looks like one of the Red Bulls are about to pit. Their crew are getting ready. We advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2. There's 40 kilograms of fuel left in the tank. 40 kilos of fuel. The track is clear. Green flag.
You're allowed to cross the dotted white line on the pit entry.
Yeah, just not where the V begins.
Check 10th late entry now, 10.
Right, there's about 3/4 of our starting fuel left in the tank. That's 3/4 of our fuel load remaining.
These pads are getting all on the grass on the entries. Something I can't do.
have to mix one. They're saving fuel. Space. Is looking positive so far. We think there's plenty of life left in these for the moment. Green flag. We're racing again. Fuel-wise, we have around 60% of our starting fuel remaining at this stage. The gap to the car ahead is increasing by a few tenths per lap.
Concerning the pack up James's capture.
Yeah, I've decided to pit. I had one chance to get past him and couldn't really do it.
Release, release. Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop left. We've pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. Okay, quick fuel update. There's 30 kilos left. We have 30 kilos of fuel remaining. It should be a few laps at least before you start feeling too many tyre issues. They seem in good condition for the time being. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead. Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Nice work, that brings you up the place. Ferrari are ready for a pit stop.
Oh, come on, I've told you to put the engine into rich, not fucking standard.
Conditions to remain dry for a while. We will update you if the outlook changes.
God, so all of a sudden it's handling like a bag of shit.
onto the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags. We're now running at 25 kilos of fuel. That's 25 remaining.
Thank you, Jeff. That's P3. You've moved into a podium position. Looks like we're down to 40% of our initial fuel load. That's 40% fuel remaining. You're in the pits.
I'm in the pits.
Okay.
We're 2 laps away from the next round of stops. We're going to fit the option tyre.
I'm gonna go to them. Try something different.
I'll be pitting in a couple of laps.
Okay, here's the fuel situation at the moment. We have 20 kilos remaining. That's 20 kilos.
Temps in the pits.
Okay, right.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're only about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. The Mercedes crew are preparing for a stop. We're not sure which driver it is yet. Is open. The pit window is open. Pit crew will fit the options next time you're in. Careful on the tyres. Our data is showing some wear. Most likely you'll be able to feel it. Looks like we've just hit the 15 kilo mark in terms of fuel. 15 kilos of fuel remain. Pit in.
I'm in the pits. And I'm going to come out possibly right in the middle of that fucking battle.
Complete.
Oh, I'm going to come out a hell of a lot further back than I was expecting.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. That's a few fallen into P8. flag. Tyre temperatures look orbital. Good job.
Stock is in.
Okay.
Temp straight line speed is ridiculous compared to mine.
You've moved into P7.
Yeah, he's got to be running at low air runs because he's shockingly slow in the middle sector.
Looks like one of the Red Bulls are about to pit. Their crew are getting ready. We're now down to our last quarter of a tank. That's 25% fuel remaining. Okay, we should be good on tyres for a while. The wear doesn't seem too bad at the moment. Just take care when you load them up. Okay, there's 10 kilos of fuel left. 10 kilos of fuel.
How far ahead is Temp?
2.7. I don't know what tyres he's on because at the end of that last thing I was keeping pace with him and they were both on primes. Well, I'm on primes again, but I would have thought he would have run primes again, otherwise surely he's got to pit again. But he's just driving away from me.
Four- 14 laps on the options, which is what he'd have to be doing, would be a long, long way.
Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again.
Let me know when you want to go.
And start finish. Or now. Thank you. Alright, let's see if we can go and get him.
Yeah. I don't mind third after no practice, as long as James don't catch me up.
That is a very good point.
They are the miles behind this one, I think.
Try to warm up the brakes. Brake hard in the next few corners.
If he is on primes, you're in with a chance.
Hopefully. I've got a 4-second gap to pull in though.
Okay, times are looking good. You're matching race pace. We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2. Catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
It's on the options.
Is it? Fucking hopefully we go.
His tyres must be absolutely shagged.
Say a little bit closer. Okay, where hammer time come from? Get my foot down.
Get in there.
Oh no! Don't believe it, I'm out of fuel.
You joking?
Oh, for
Where did you end up?
God's sake.
Did you end up fourth?
Yeah, I ran out of fuel like 50 yards before the line.
You fucking cursed it, didn't you, by saying I'll be happy with third place.
Oh, for God's sake.
I shouldn't laugh. But it is kind of funny.
It's concentrating on hammer time too much instead of a bloody fuel meter.
It was the way you went, where's its hammer time come from? Fucking hell, I better get my foot down. A minute and a half later. Oh no, run out of fuel. I can't believe how Temp Fear has taken that set of option tyres 14 laps. It must have been 14 laps because he pitted a lap after you did. And you pitted what, lap 20?
I pitted lap 22.
So so it weren't 14 laps, it was 12. Right.
I don't believe I just ran out of fuel then, you know.
Well, maybe he's got a penalty.
I'm boiling inside. Yes! Got a
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
Nice one. I was absolutely fuming.
Wait until we tell him that one in the podium interview. Right. So what was interesting though, about 3/4 of the way through that race I got a message saying my internet wasn't strong enough. Thankfully I double tap recorded. Oh, it's hammer time was the only one with a penalty.
The only one, that's lucky that.
Well, lucky to him.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Bloody hell, how many games? Oh no, hammer time 22.0.
Yeah. Oh, hammer
He
time
was
was
putting in
pretty
some
quick.
laps at the end.
Yeah, bloody hell,
Yeah.
Dom was down in 8th.
He got taken out by Dan, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
Or
true.
vice versa.
True. Alright, let's
Oh, I'm so pleased he's got a penalty.
should we go and join him for the podium interview?
I haven't been in there in a while.
I know, neither have I. Alright, I'll see you in there.
Tight up at the top. So Front Racing DP has entered the chat room, and so has Kev 187. And I was looking for the Man in Russian. I forgot that it was all the way down at the bottom there. And Temp Fear. So if you could all make sure you've got your microphones set to share and the volume's turned up nice and loud, that would be great. So, Ray, over to you then for the podium questions.
Have you just stitched him up? Have you just stitched him up?
I'm only joking, Ray. Don't worry. We'll leave it to Adam this week.
That's a stitch up as well. Cause I'm
I tell you what, right? I've stitched you both up. I will ask the questions. Adam, if you could keep an eye. Well, before you do, just say to Adam if you want to just keep a close eye on YouTube for any drivers or any questions that are coming in, and we'll come to those in a moment. But Ray, if you do have any questions for Front Row Racing DP, then that'd be great. I'll get you to ask one in a moment. I just want to say, Front Row Racing DP, please tell me you've checked YouTube and your footage is there.
Well, not yet. I was just saying to Kev that about 3/4 of the way through the race, I got a message pop up saying the internet's not strong enough to broadcast. It's like, oh, you what? Right, double tap. So hopefully there hasn't been anything dodgy with the YouTube, but if it has, oh well. It happens.
Yeah, so you've got your backed up footage then?
From the point where it said it's weak, yeah. The rest of it, no. Yeah, I'll be checking the rest of the bit.
Okay, so Ray, question for Front Row Racing DP.
Do you think that pit strategy would have worked out?
No, it was a massive gamble. It was a massive gamble. To be honest, Stocky was holding me up. It was quick in a straight line down the start finish, but around the rest of the circuit, it was holding me up. Like, I knew I was going through those sectors so much slower than was capable, and because of that, Temp Fear and Kev was catching me, and the rest of the cars were catching them. So it pretty much got to a point where I think Stocky made a mistake in one of the middle sectors, and I had half a chance, and I went for it, and it got a bit risky. And as soon as that didn't work out, it was like, right, okay, let's switch things up a bit. If I go for a pit stop now, then I can 3-stop it to the end, and I can just hope that 1 or 2 or 3 of the others do exactly the same thing. Because if they do, then I've got them covered off, and if a couple don't, I've got a chance of catching them at the end. So yeah, when I made the pit stop, and even the second pit stop, and I came out in like 8th place, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, that ain't worked then. But within a couple of laps, it was like, okay, actually, right, I'm in 4th. Kev's just ahead of me. Temp's just ahead of him. Someone else is ahead of them. Let's see how it goes. And it weren't easy, but yeah, it worked out in the end.
So that was the short answer from DP.
Yeah.
Now for the long answer.
I can't remember who was ahead of you. Pitted first.
I thought you were going to say I can't remember the question.
No, who was ahead of you? Honestly, after going into the third stop, why didn't you pit at the same time? Because I was shouting, he's got to pit now, he's got to pit now, but you proved me wrong.
No, what it was, do you mean for the last pit stop?
Yeah.
It was basically, I could have pitted at the end of lap 24, so I got 25 to the end. But there was enough tyre life in the tyres I had on to go that extra lap and allow me to push a bit harder, because it would have been in that final stint where I needed to take a bit more out of the tyres. Admittedly, I did lose a little bit of time on that in-lap though, so yeah, that's why I pitted the lap later. It was so that I could push that final set harder. Excuse me.
Pushing it harder.
Oh yeah.
So from the racing
Back
DP,
GP.
yeah, thank you. From the racing DP, very well done on the win. We will come back to you after we've asked the other two a couple of questions. So please bear with us, and we'll be back with you shortly. I just want to say though, to Temp Fear, how does that feel when you've just come from having back-to-back victories to leading with 1 lap to go, and it could have been 3 victories on the trot, but surely you must still be happy though with the 2nd place.
It's disappointing, but I'm disappointed. Kev, you two are too friendly. Kev could have held him up a bit more. I knew they were going to. Yeah, I knew you, Kev, would let him through, especially when I saw Kev on the primes. I was a bit surprised, but...
Yeah, I was surprised as well.
If I got pole, I think I probably would have won that, because I'd have made pulled out a bit more to start, or if I never got stuck behind GT5 King when I pitted, probably could have won. It's just them 2 situations either way, but I was pushing like hell on the last lap, but it's heartbreaking almost.
It is, and I think what it came down to be honest with you, was that last pit stop that you did and what Front Racing DP did, because he pitted a couple of laps later than you. That last lap of the race, his tyres just had that extra bit more, that he could just push that extra little bit harder, and I think that was the difference. And I'm not saying the 3 stopper is always going to work around this circuit, but in the race today, it definitely did, and it did almost look at one point they had it covered. But I think there was a moment in that race where the first 4 cars, when Stocky was leading, were just struggling for pace a little bit when Stocky had the lead, and I think that's what just made it difficult. If you were to do the race again, now knowing what everyone else has done, would you do anything different, or would you still do the same thing?
I would have still done the same.
So do you always go into a race with a game plan, like a strategy, and go, right, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this no matter what, or are you a driver that works things out on the fly?
I work out, because I knew it was over a 2 or 3 stop here, but I had a feeling most people go for the 3, so especially when I got into leading that first stint, I thought I was doing a 2. But it was just 1 lap too many for that last thing, because I knew I had to pit slightly earlier in case DP did pit before me, because then he would have got out ahead of me and I couldn't really risk that.
Yeah, seeing as you are the driver that's most on form at front row racing at the moment, what should I do for strategy tomorrow?
Depends if it's dry first of all.
Get to the end of the race, that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll tell you what though, I don't know how aware you were before this race, but you were leading the championship before the race started, and I am pretty sure, looking at it, you've stretched your lead out.
Yeah, 7 points if the result stands.
Yeah, so it is all provisional at the moment, but very well done there. We may have another question for you in a short while. We're going to go to Kev next, and may come back to you if there's been any YouTube questions, so please stay with us for a moment. But well done with the 2nd place, great points haul, and still at the top of the championship. Well done.
Thank you.
Kev, 10 laps of practice.
Yep.
How much of... Yeah, not bad. Is that just a race down to you being an experienced driver, or was any of it down to your teammate helping you in the short bit of time you had before the race started?
Well, yeah, give me a settle. I think, to be honest, the biggest help was Stocky holding them all up. He was a bit slower than them in the first stint, which was able to let me kind of tail on the back of them all. And then, what happened then?
The last
I
lap.
just did 2 prime stints because I know I wouldn't do anything on a 3 stop, because I ain't got the consistency, because we hadn't done 10 laps practice, so I went with a 2 stop and did 2 primes, and yeah, quite happy actually for 3rd.
So,
thank God Hammer Time got a penalty, because I ran out of fuel about 10 metres before the line, by the way.
it did look like that. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. My next question was, did It's Hammer Time overtake you before the line, but then in his penalty put him behind you again?
Yeah, thank God for that. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I ran out of fuel.
I can do an impression of Kev's car. Bad one, isn't it?
Question that I'm going to ask you is probably a question that Adam might be wanting to ask. But I'm going to ask it unless Adam tells me not to ask. So, Adam?
No, go on, you ask. I know what one it is.
Okay. All right, okay. What kind of agreement do you have with Front Racing DP with letting him overtake you, or do you feel that you shouldn't let him and it should be more of a battle for the championship?
Oh yeah, if I'd have practiced, I wouldn't have let him go through. But
Yeah,
there's no point. I hadn't practiced. He was miles faster.
Yeah,
So,
and you had his setup, so you owed him one.
Yeah.
no, I'm not bothered about that.
To be fair,
If I'd have practiced, I would have raced because it would have been both up there anyway throughout the whole race. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I think I won here last year, so it's not. It's not as if I'm new to the track. So I know what I'm doing around there. I just didn't practice. I just couldn't be, as you know, couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, you did win round here last season. You also last season had the fastest lap, but unfortunately I didn't quite see which driver it was. It might be It's Hammer Time.
It was.
Or it might have been, yeah, with a 22.0 enjoying the race. So he has set the new fastest lap for the circuit championship. So, but that may be down to the conditions as well as many other factors. But very well done with the third place though. And tell you what, it's been a while since we've had both Mode Red Man and Mauritius on the podium.
I know. Had a few unlucky races, to be honest.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, it's much needed points for your team. So back to Front Racing DP.
Yep.
Have you checked your YouTube channel yet?
No, I'll check it afterwards because even if I put it on mute, if it's corrupted, I'll be swearing so loud you still hear it. Go on.
I was just going to say, at this point, normally I would struggle to ask a question to you, mainly because you're my brother and I don't want to offend you. So what I'm going to say to you at this point, if you've got a question, Ray, please jump in and go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to ask DP something rather bizarre. So please go ahead.
This is to all the drivers. What would you change or add into front row racing to make it, well, what you would feel would be better?
So if you could change one thing in front row racing to make the league a better league, what would you change?
I couldn't say, because if I said that all of our secret plans go out into the open, to be honest, the league runs fairly well. I know some people don't like the strict ruling, but then you look at how many penalties were given out by the game today, not many. And seeing the cars on the track, properly on the track, makes for very exciting and good viewing on YouTube. If I could change anything, it'd actually be with the game, and that would be to be able to have more cars on the grid. It would be so much better to be able to have 20, 22, 26 cars on the grid. Excuse me. That's one of the things that I would probably want, to be able to have a bigger grid.
Good answer. So, Temp Fear, what would you do if you could change something?
Stop Kevin Dave being too friendly.
I tell you what, right? As I was approaching Kev, I mean, I was catching him quick, and obviously I was catching you at the same time, Temp. And it was one of those situations where we never actually spoke. It wasn't a case of, Kev, I'm catching you up, can you let me past? Or anything like that. It was a case of, like, I am catching you, and chances are I might be able to come past. And it was more a case of Kev saying, right, where are you going to go for it? This is down the start finish, because that's where the DRS was. So I wouldn't say Kev let me through.
You didn't say nothing.
No.
You didn't say nothing. I said it. I said, yeah, I'll just come through now because he's well faster. You kept me over a second a lot.
Yeah, so it wasn't a case of sort of Kev saying, I'll go on, you go through. I was catching him, I was quicker. There was no point him holding me up. Now, if it had been in a different team, I'd be telling him to fight me. But when you're in the same team, it's a case of, right, okay, as soon as I was ahead of Kev, my words were, right, let's go get him. And that wasn't just for myself, it was for the both of us. So for me, to be honest, I thought you were on the prime tyre. So it was a surprise when I caught you up and I was like, he's on the options.
As in 10th here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was on the primes as well.
Oh, there you go.
I just thought he was well faster than me on that last stint.
Yeah.
Well, let's have Kev's answer to what would you change if you could change anything?
In the league?
Yeah, to make the league better.
Don't know, man. It's pretty good as it is, isn't it?
That's a very good answer. Change nothing. It's great as it is.
I don't know.
I thought you were going to say get rid of the commentator.
Well, we've already got rid of Hulkenberg, haven't we?
Oh, big shout out to Hulkenberg, who has gone over to Australia to to see his missus. He's probably watching this now or watching it at some point. So hopefully you're not watching it at the same time as spending time with your missus.
Is it going to be one of those where he's like, I tell you what, love, you go on top, and he's got his phone on the other side of the room with YouTube on?
No, it will be, I'm going to say this in the politest way possible, K9 style with a laptop on her back. Right, moving on.
Yeah, move on.
Moving on. Swiftly
Children
moving on.
watching this.
Exactly, that's why I said it in the way I did. Over to our man in the pit lane, Adam. Do we have any questions for the podium drivers from our YouTube viewers?
Yeah, we've got one for Dave from Hindle saying, was DP always doing a free stopper?
No. I hadn't done I hadn't done any race stints other than the FRR practice, and the plan was see how far those options go at the start. Had to pit a lap earlier than I wanted for doing 2 flying laps, and then see how far the primes go. And I was going to take the primes as long as possible and probably do a 2-stop. So no, I wasn't going to always do a 3.
I wish you really did do a 2-stop.
I thought you might.
Before we move on to the next question, Adam, I just want to say just before you do go to the next question, what I want to just say to any drivers that just raced that are listening in currently live, if you want to post any comments about how your race went, that would be great. But the comment I really want to know is, Stocky, what happened to you after you pitted? So if you could let us know, that would be great, unless you already have, and we can find that out in a moment. But yeah, Adam, next question.
Yeah, Hammer Time said, Temp, didn't you consider pitting the same lap as the others?
When's this at the start, or...?
He's not specific about it.
At the start, I thought lap 7 would have been too early if you're going to try a 2-stop. Let's do that. But after that, I think it would have been ridiculous if I tried to have changed when them got pitted.
When did you pit?
Lap 9, and then end of lap 9, and end of lap 23. Should have gone to 24, would have been alright then. Dave
So you did 12. So you did 12 laps on the options at the end.
Yeah, one too many, unfortunately.
Oh dear.
The option tyres, just to let you know, Kev, Duo Finn last season did 15 laps on the option tyres.
You probably get 16 total, and then you probably get a puncture, I'd say.
But the lap times are awful.
Yeah.
Just got a little bit of info. Jeremy James said Stocky hit Connor and waited for him to go past.
Great. Well, thank you for the information. Much appreciated.
Also, Hammer Time asking Kev, how did it feel when he Hammer Time overtook Kev?
Oh my god, it's punched me in the face. Horrible.
I'll tell you what, I've got a question for Hammer Time. How did it feel to lose 2 places after getting a penalty?
Probably about as bad as Kev felt.
Yeah.
I need to beat Kev.
Yeah. Right, well, do we have any more questions specifically for the podium drivers, Adam?
No, that's it. They're just discussing the Dan and Dom incident.
Okay, so thank you very much for your podium drivers. Well done. So that was Front Racing DP, provisional first place, 10th Fear provisional second place, and Kevin 87 provisional third place. To find out our full information on who finished exactly where, find us on Facebook. You will see all the classified finishing positions once the race directors have done their thing. So if the podium drivers would like to pleasantly leave the chat lobby so we can just finish off. If you don't leave, we can push you out.
Cheers, guys.
The chat lobby.
Well done. Well done, Tam. Well done, Kev.
Well done. Well done.
Cheers,
Dave.
guys. Cheers. See you in a bit.
Well done.
So,
Okay. Well, that went better than I expected. Pole and the win. Can't really argue with that as long as the old live stream is still working properly. Okay, just check. I have seen I've got a few messages, so I just want to, or at least one. So I shall pop that up if I can actually remember how to do it, which I can't. Oh well. Okay, yeah, something that Steve forgot to mention there is that I'll be doing commentary tomorrow night for the Front Row Racing World Series, which will be at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow for their round 10 of Hungary. So if you want another race to watch, find the Front Row Racing YouTube channel and join us for that one. Could be another very, very interesting race. For myself, with how this race went, well, you know what? I'm absolutely delighted with the result. Since Australia, where I won again at Monaco, lost that one through corrupted footage, got disqualified, which was very, very frustrating. And quite a few just unlucky or bad races in between. And with feeling as ill as I have been over the last few days, I'm absolutely delighted for that gamble to have worked, really, of going on to the 3-stop. For anyone that is also interested, I have started racing in another series. Front Row Racing have got a Formula 1 team in Formula Sim Racing, otherwise known as FSR. Basically, it's PC Sim Racing. Excuse me. So yeah, Front Row Racing have got a team in there. They're called Origin Front Row Racing, which I'm taking part in. There's also quite a few well-known drivers in the team, the likes of Jerome Queekle racing in the World Championship for OFR, as well as a number of other guys. I mean, I'm trying to think of a few of the names: Craig Baxter, Daniel Brewer, Sam Carpenter, DeWald Nell. There's lots and lots of us, which is very interesting. I won't be doing live streams of my races on there because I don't want to disrupt my internet connection trying to live stream on the PC while using the PC, but I will try and record highlights of those races, but I will be honest, I'm nowhere near as quick in that as I am on this. It's a very, very different type of car to drive, and it's going to take quite some time to get used to. So if you do want something to watch over the weekends, it's not every weekend though, find Formula Sim Racing on YouTube, because the races are fantastic, and so are the cars actually. Excuse me, last weekend's races are all on their channel, the World Championship, Ace and Pro, and it's in the Pro division that I am taking part. So yeah, okay, I'm going to bring this to an end now then. So for any of the viewers that have been watching, thank you very much for watching the live stream or watching at a later point on YouTube. Very happy with that win, and I shall now go and get ready to have my Chinese and make my preparations for commentary tomorrow in the Front Row Racing World Series. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be Front Row Racing DP, and we'll see you all again soon. I'll be live streaming again myself next Wednesday for the World Championship for round 11, which I think is at Spa. Goodbye.